Good morning. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here with us. I'm really grateful. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mary Winters. I'm a gerontologist, the owner of About Senior Solutions, and you are watching Visionary Aging. Why do I do this? I do this because I want you to be empowered. We have so much available to us that we are not aware of. And I want to make sure, just like you plan your wedding or you plan a vacation, I want to make sure that you're making your life plan too. You're creating your life plan. You're taking those steps as a younger person to step into that best you can be older person and taking advantage of everything life has to offer. So today we have a fantastic show as usual. We have Steve Macala with a caregiver question. We have our very own Melinda Hughes, and she's going to talk, or we're going to talk together about the importance of sleep and why it's so important. It affects our hormones, it affects our weight, affects our mood, our attitude, our brains, everything. And they used to say nobody can die of sleep deprivation, but guess what? You can really mess yourself up. So we're going to talk about that and the benefits of why we need to do what we need to do. So let me go ahead and first start. I think we'll go ahead and start with Steve's question. And let me see if I can find, here we go, find. Good morning. Oh, you're still on mute. I'm going to get these buttons down ironclad one day. Probably not, but I'm going to try.
So, I thought you were better at pushing buttons.
I guess it depends on who, huh?
No comment.
Yeah. So, do we have a question? Did anybody write in and share anything?
We do have a question. I like it, actually. So, question is, my dad is taking some medicine, Lasix, and he does not like it. Says that it interferes with his sleep, and it makes him go to the restroom way too often. And he doesn't want to take it anymore. And they want to know what their options might be. And I guess this could apply to, specifically to this medicine or any medicine that someone is not happy with or not comfortable taking.
I think it's really important to talk with your pharmacist about some of the side effects and interactions with your other medications. But Lasix is a very unique medication, and it's designed specifically for people who are having issues with their heart. And when their heart is not pumping properly, we wind up having this backing up of fluid, and it helps to pull that extra fluid from your body. So you'll see somebody who has congestive heart failure, and if they're not taking something like Lasix, you see their body kind of become really puffy. And in some cases, you can even see somebody's skin like kind of ooze because they are not taking their medication properly. It's a tough medication. It's obviously something we want people to really be going to Melinda and taking care of their health and trying to avoid things that we can avoid if possible. But it's recommended to take in the morning on an empty stomach. I have some clients who have talked to their doctors, and we make a little bit of a deal. They like being able to go out and not have to worry about going to the bathroom, but it will definitely make you go to the bathroom. And if you're taking it later, obviously it's going to affect your sleep at night too. So I think talking with your doctor, talking about what kinds of things can you do to potentially decrease the amount of medication. But maybe your heart may not be able to withstand changing anything other than what you're taking now. But I think looking to alternatives to see. I have a client right now who is not happy, but we're encouraging him to wear Depends. So that way he's not embarrassed when he goes out. He's trying to rush to the bathroom. It's really hard. I'm not saying there's a great answer for that, other than I can't change the situation, but I think it's really important to talk with your doctor, see if there's some alternative life enhancement things that you can do to reduce that potential need for the Lasix. But it's there to really help you be well. So it's a
Right.
tough one for sure. So
Yeah, I guess there's some medicines that you could maybe change out. There might be something similar that you could take, but not. It sounds like Lasix is very one. I don't want to say one dimensional, but there's not a lot of options with that, basically.
there isn't. I actually do have a client. He goes in pretty often to go see his doctor, and he thought he looked really good. So instead of having him take it every day, he actually reduced it to 5 days a week, which I thought was really wonderful. So, talk with your doctor, see if you can make some, deals, so to speak, with them to see if you can
Right.
take
Accommodation.
it accommodate you in a different way. Maybe you're morning person, night person, whatever situation might make it a little bit better. But it is an important medication. It's something that people really wrestle with because it is a pain. Although exercise is good too. So if you have to get up several times to go to the bathroom, that's good. But it's not fun. I get it. So well, we have
Excellent.
2 people we're going to celebrate birthdays for because I just feel like I didn't want to miss them, and they're both very important, special ladies. We have 2 ladies this time. So what if
Excellent.
I go ahead and talk about our little ladies?
All right. I'll sit down the show.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. So we have a couple wonderful birthdays today, and let's go ahead and get started. Well, we have some fantastic birthdays. Let me tell you who. I think you know this fashion icon. She's been in the fashion world forever, but she's really started to target, really supporting that, getting away from ageism. And she actually turned 100 last month, and I didn't want to miss her because Iris April is a stunning woman who loves, as you can see, 1 necklace is not enough. 5 is okay. You should have bracelets on both of your hands. And she's a stunning, beautiful woman at 100. Her husband lived to be almost 101. And I know she says she misses him quite a bit. I'm going to go ahead and step out, and I will go ahead and talk a little bit about her. We'll talk a little bit more about her. Let's see. How come I can't step out?
Good morning, everybody. I think Mary's going to come back on here and we're going to talk about sleep. Or I'll talk about sleep. The importance of sleep for hormones, weight, and just overall health. That's the topic.
I'm back.
There she is. Yay!
It sounds like I'm talking to my granddaughter or my grandson. There she is.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you for being on and just jumping here and getting started. Yeah. So I know sleep, I don't know. When I was younger, obviously you're out partying and having fun. You're not, when you're tired, but there's so much about sleep and really getting that good solid 6 or at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So what are your thoughts on that?
My husband has suffered in the past from insomnia, so we have done a lot of sleep research. And one of the interesting things, and I'd have to reference what book we read it in, but one of the experts said 8 hours is a fallacy that we get, and then we start to get so obsessed over, I need the 8 hours, I'm not getting the 8 hours, and then we can't sleep. I also read recently that due to the pandemic, more people are having issues sleeping.
Yeah.
Whether it's falling asleep or staying asleep than ever before.
It's anxiety.
It's become a major problem. And I think it is mostly the racing thoughts when I talk to people about sleep. Unfortunately, medications, like sleep aid medications, are pretty terrible for our brains. Especially long-term use of those medications. So sleep is really a big, a big concern for a lot of people that I think we really need to look at. What are the ways we can promote our sleep naturally without relying on habitual medication use?
Right.
So we talk about sleep hygiene. I guess we should rewind and talk about why sleep is so important.
Oh, it's true. It's true. I don't think people really realize that. So forcing the 8 hours, I know someone very close to me who dials out, okay, if I'm going to bed at such and such time, get up at such and such time. And I respect that. And yeah, let's talk about why sleep is important, because
sleep is where your body repairs and recovers. It's where the brain can finish processing the day, and your organs go through a little bit of repair. I kind of like to think about it as, when they do the race cars and they go into the pit stop area and it's like that choo 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 choo. It's like that's what's happening when we're sleeping. It's like choo choo choo. All the little recovery processes. And if we don't get that sleep, that doesn't happen. And so then, during the next day or the next several days, everything our body has to do is above and beyond what it is prepared to do. So this can make it more difficult for our body to regulate its own hormones. The balance between our hormones for people who don't quite understand how hormones work, they are the chemical messengers that control everything your body does. So they control what time you go to sleep, or they control how your body sleeps, how your body goes to sleep, how your body wakes up, when you feel hunger, when you feel satiated, when your body should store fat, when it should burn fat, how much oil your skin should produce to keep your skin moisturized properly. The hormones control everything. How to regulate your blood sugar to keep the balance of water in your body correct.
So it's a reset button. It's like a reset. Sleep is a reset button for all of those things, the hormones and everything. And so when you wake up with the bags and you could tell somebody got poor sleep, or they act like they got poor sleep, it's noticeable. It's notable, very notable.
Yeah.
And I think I should stop talking.
No.
But I think it's really important also to create that environment for your sleep too.
Yes. Yes.
So
the biggest thing for us today are the screens, because the screens that we're looking at, they produce the light that prevents our body from making melatonin. So melatonin is what cues our body to fall asleep. And so if we're staring at screens until bedtime, our body doesn't receive the cue. It thinks that the sun is still up, and so there's no reason for us to go to sleep. The sun is still up. When the sun sets and that light isn't provided, through the eyes, it doesn't send the trigger to produce the lack of light sends the trigger for our body to produce melatonin, which cues sleep. If we don't get that, and then that's when people start supplementing with melatonin, which is great, but that also then teaches your body that there's going to be a supplement there.
something to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've actually talked with
yeah.
some researchers about melatonin. In fact, he was an MD, and that was most of his life work. And he also had a background or a degree in veterinary medicine. And all the research was obviously done on animals, but he said you can, at some point, the amount of melatonin you take won't help you anymore.
Right.
You could keep taking like a mass quantity, but you're only going to be able to take a certain amount before it's maxed out.
Right.
But he did research with I think mostly dogs, probably beagles, and he said it was actually a great support for many of the research animals. And then they started researching with humans, and I don't know. It is interesting, but I agree with you. I think anything that you have to keep supplementing your body, will your body stop producing that?
Melatonin works too if that's the reason you can't fall asleep. Maybe you were staring at screens until 10 p.m. But if the reason that you can't fall asleep is is anxiety, is racing thoughts. I mean, I've been exhausted, but if something's going on, your mind won't let you go to sleep.
Right.
And that can be very, very tricky because, that's how do you stop the racing thoughts? And one of the interesting things, I did a little bit of study on sleep and how it affects the aging process.
Mm-hmm.
And the studies show that sleep doesn't negatively impact aging. It doesn't age your body faster if you don't achieve a certain amount of hours or a certain amount of sleep. The biggest impact is your bedtime. So when we go to bed later, it ages our body faster. And I thought that was really very interesting. The earlier you go to bed, the better off you are on how short your telomeres get, which is a sign of aging, and physiological aging. So that's interesting. But back to how we can promote sleep, right? Because that's really where it comes down to. I think we all know sleep is important. We'd like a little bit more sleep, but how do we get more sleep? There's, they call it sleep hygiene, and it's, things that will help you sleep. They have the special glasses that if you are looking at screens, it filters out the blue light so that your melatonin will kick in. So definitely if avoiding screens is unavailable, maybe picking up a pair of those glasses, high quality, would help promote sleep. Keeping the bedroom nice and cool, making sure it's interesting how our brain works, but sometimes for people, if there's a lot of clutter in the bedroom, that will keep you active. Just having stuff like out of place or cluttery or whatever can it doesn't promote restful sleep. So just kind of cleaning your sleep environment, making sure your bed is nice and comfortable.
Yeah.
And
yeah. I actually have something called, sorry to interrupt. I have something called a chili pad. Have you heard of that?
I have, but we don't have one. Is it
I
the
love
pad
it.
where it goes on your mattress and it
Yes.
keeps the mattress? Yeah.
Yeah. So especially for menopausal women like myself.
Yeah.
And I mean, your head gets hot, your body gets hot in the middle of the night, and you wake up because you're hot, or your bed is like drenched because you're so hot. You've annihilated your bed with perspiration. And this thing is amazing because it is like a little mattress pad that you put under your top sheet, and you can heat it up, you can make it cold, but I think you can make it from like 50, 55 degrees up to 85 degrees on your bed. If you have another person in the bed, they can have one on their side and have their own control, almost like the mattress going up and down too.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, I love that thing. I love it because it really does help to maintain a cooler body temperature for your body. And it's easy. It's so easy.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
awesome.
and especially in the winter time when you want to kind of cuddle up and put those heavier, you need the heavier covers on, but you're still, it's so hot. It's fantastic. I love it. So anyway, I would, and they have like little sales all the time too, 25% off. So I'll send anybody who wants one a coupon.
Yes, that's great. Oh, it sounds lovely.
Yeah.
I have the opposite problem that my husband does. I don't get hot at night. I get cold. So I have like a stack of blankets that look like the Princess and the Pea with mattresses. And then next to my husband, he's like got a sheet on.
Oh, how funny. That's great.
So we're opposite, but but yeah, he would wake up in the middle of the night drenched with sweat. And one of the things that we researched and realized is that most of our bedding was actually plastic. And when you sleep in plastic, it heats up. So getting bedding and even the mattress, our mattress is now made out of rubber, which is a natural material, as opposed to some mattresses that are made out of plastic, even some of the foam mattresses, that's really plastic. And those tend to heat up, and they also trap heat. So if you can, one little thing people can do is if they do get hot at night, in addition to a chili pad, but the chili pad might just be the ticket, is change the bedding to natural, like just 100% cotton, or, they have all sorts of, like, they probably have silk sheets and.
Yeah, don't get those polyester
linen
sheets. Those are horrible. Those will make you perspire.
Well, that's the other thing they say is that, hi, come on in. The other thing they say is that those, when you're sleeping for 8 hours a night, so most of our lives are in our beds. And so if you're surrounded by plastic, it's not great. We absorb everything.
I know, our skin is a giant organ.
So pollution outside. So, yeah. So if you're wrapping yourself in plastic every night,
not comfortable.
Not great.
Well, thank you. I know your client has come in, and we're going to have a party down at your place one of these days, just to share how fantastic the strength shop is. And I'm going to put your let's see, why isn't it coming up? I want to put crawler up really fast.
Mary, we can talk about sleep like on 7 of these live streams. Like it's such a huge topic.
I know.
So we'll have to touch on it a little bit more in the future.
Sounds great. Well, you have a great workout. I hope your client has a good day too. And I'm going to jump back to Steve.
Okay, wonderful. Bye, guys.
Yeah, I know I'm pretty sure Steve's still here. Let's see if I'm going to catch him drinking coffee or playing a video game or something.
Nope, I got the 3-second heads up.
All right, sounds good. So, well, I'm ready to go back to sleep.
I am so bad with sleep. This was very, very enlightening because I get maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep lately.
Yeah, I don't know if we were very strategic about announcing all the specific items. We'll have to go back and maybe have that available to people online, or we could talk about it. We'll talk about it 6 or 7 times because I think it really is important. So anyway, so I am going out to the Mayan Bar on Foothill, which is part of the old Aztec Hotel from the 20s in Monrovia on Saturday, because there is a fabulous band that's going to be playing there at 7:30, and I hope you will.
Yeah, I heard it's a great band playing there. I'm looking forward to it. I do want to mention today is National Punctuation Day.
Let's see.
And it's also National Cherry Jubilee Day.
Let's see on our thing what it says. Can you see what it says? I don't know. Does it say punctuation day? Friday. It is, oh my gosh, Chrysanthemum Day and Citizenships. No, that's last week. Oh yeah, it's punctuation day on my calendar too.
I love how all surprised you are that I got it right.
Yeah, well, you must have a calendar. So if you would like to have a copy of our perk, it's so much fun. In fact, I think I'll put our little thing up on the screen too. It is so much fun. We have little puns and little facts, and let's see, or you could take the quiz too. But just go on. Oh no, you know what? We should probably have. I'll just give you the phone number. It's 626-359-0108, and we will email you a free perk. And you get something that you can go through every single day. It has a word search and just some fun, crazy things that are silly and happy and make your day a little brighter, a little more fun. So we would be happy to send that out to you from About Senior Solutions. So.
Excellent.
Or you could take the quiz and see where you're at in your planning journey, which I keep honing in, and I want that to be a really important thing that people understand will really help them too. So let's see.
Take the quiz. It's very good.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, my friend. I will see you next week.
All right. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow night.
All right. Yeah, at the band. Okay.
Right.
As Mayan Bar, Monrovia, 7:30. All right. Bye.
All right, kids. Bye.